All right, we're back and we're talking about brows. So let's take a look at my brows. I actually have decent brows if we're talking about how full they are. I don't have thin brows really, but what they are is they're crazy. They don't lay down right. I've got some spots that like aren't filled in as much as other areas of my brows. So I'm going to show you how I do my brows, and then I'll show you how to do brows if you have a little bit thinner brows. I personally don't use those methods because I don't need to, but I will show you what you can do for them to help. So personally, for me, the only thing I use for my brows is I use our Lash and Brow Comb, and I use our Moodstruck Precision Brow Gel. We do also have a really awesome Moodstruck Precision Brow Liner that comes with a little spoolie on the end. And then the other thing you can use to do your brows is some brown or whatever shade you need eyeshadow with the liner brush. So I'm going to show you all of those. So personally, what I do first is I take my brow brush and I just comb my brows up. I know that seems kind of silly, but it helps me have an idea of what where I need my brows filled in and what I need to do. So I'm gonna make myself look real bushy and crazy like that. And then I'm gonna I use the gel and the liner in medium. Sometimes when my hair is a darker shade, I do use dark, but I never use light because my brows are so dark naturally. So the first thing I use is, whoops, that's upside down for you guys, is the gel. It comes in a cool little spoolie, just like a little mini mascara. Our brow gel does have fibers in it, like our mascara, so it actually is going to help fill in some of the bald spots or kind of weird looking spots I have in my brows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm actually going to go backwards on my brows first. The reason I go backwards is because that gives my brow hair something to, or it gives the fibers in the gel something to hold on to better than if I were to apply it in the direction I want my brows going. So you can see, especially here at the end, it's filling in a little bit more. I'm going to put some more here on the front of my brow. You don't ever want to go all the way to the end of your brow here because it'll give you a real boxed in look, and that's just not, you don't want them to look drawn in. You want them to look natural. So I'm only going to do one brow so you can see the difference. So after I do that, I'm going to take the spoolie end on our liner and I'm going to lay my brows down. That gel is going to help keep them in place how I want them. So after I've got my brows kind of how I want them, and look at that, you can already start to see a difference. I'll lay this brow down so it doesn't look quite as crazy. And you can kind of compare my natural brows to what I'm doing to them. So there's already a little bit of a difference. So then these brow liners are super awesome. They're super, super thin, fine point. And the trick is you want to hold it towards the end so you get real hair thin brush strokes. And I'm going to go on the end here and I'm just going to kind of flick it a little bit to help fill in that spot that I didn't fill in with the gel. I'm also going to outline my brow a little bit on the top and bottom just to give it a little bit more of a defined shape. And then again, I'm going to go back in with the spoolie end of it. Did you know that's what it's called? It's called a spoolie. I didn't know that until I joined Younique. The things you learn. So that is on a normal day how I would do my brows. So let's look at the difference between my face here. There's with no brows done. They look all crazy. And there's with my brows done. It helps define your eyes better. It gives your face a little bit more of a shape. I think it makes a huge difference. So now, what can you do if you have thinner brows? Well, the first thing is use the brow gel. It's going to help create more volume to your brows. The other thing that you can do, or if you don't have brow stuff and you don't want to use brow stuff, is you can take your liner brush, which is a real thin, flat, angled brush that you normally use to apply eyeliner if you use like a powder or a gel liner. And then what you can do is take a brown color. This is our Addiction 1 palette. It is the brown shades. So if I were to do this, I would probably actually make a mix of Chipper and Zealous because I'm kind of in between there. I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you what you can do is you just kind of get a little bit on there. Again, it's mineral makeup. A little goes a long way. And what you can do, let's see where I don't have makeup on my hand, is just make these hairline strokes on your hand, or do it on your eyebrows. I'm doing it on my hand to show you. And it is going to create a real subtle kind of outline that looks more natural than using something harsh. And then you can go in with the spoolie and blend it. So I'm not a pro at brows. I like to keep it simple. That's why I use the gel, because it's easy. So go get good brows, ladies.